DualShock 5 controllers have been one of the most interesting and anticipated feature of Sony's next generation PlayStation 5 consoles. And recently, a few days back, we got a brand new patent filed by Sony in Japan, which is suspected to be a PlayStation 5 DualShock 5 attachment, or it could either be a DualShock 4 Pro controller. Now guys, before we start off, we've got this amazing new fan-made DualShock 5 prototype here, which shows a very clear 3D rendered model of the DualShock 5 controllers designed with the blueprints provided in the Sony patent. Now this fan-made model was rendered by Snowrain, and I think by far it is the most realistic renders I've seen on the internet. Now we sure have a lot of information regarding this new mysteriously leaked Sony Japan patent, which looks like a new Pro or Elite version of the DualShock 4, or it could also mean that we are going to be getting the same feature, or this could also be a blueprint for the upcoming DualShock 5 controller. And here we have some of these patent releases showing off the blueprint plans and architecture styles of the new PlayStation controller. Now the whole description of this patent file was written in Japanese, but luckily we got some of those translated, and all I can say so far is that the features of this leaked controller is very interesting, and if this turns out to be the new PlayStation 5 DualShock 5 controller, then I'm pretty sure that the PlayStation fans are going to be super amused looking at all of these new features that have just been leaked. Now, Let's Go Digital has found this new DualShock prototype model, which showcases numerous new features holding in line. Let's Go Digital notes that this is a utility patent and not a design patent. So utility patent basically means that they are the idea for the features on the controller, and design patent is the final design of the controller. So the design shown here might not be the same when the official announcement comes out, but the utility features indeed that are going to be built for this controller looks very interesting and unique in ways that we have never seen before in the gaming market. Now here in the front we see the very similar model that we saw already leaked on a previous DualShock 5 patent model, but the most interesting feature steps in at the back of the controller, where you can now see two of these weirdly placed buttons, which doesn't really look like a button at the first sight, but taking a read at the Let's Go Digital translation, it states that these two alien looking objects are indeed buttons. Now these two buttons here are said to be playing a very interesting role, where these two buttons can be set as a macro key for all the other keys that you use on the front of your controller. For example, if you guys have seen the Elite controller or even the Scuff controllers, which are said to be super expensive these days, which is sold by the modified third-party sellers, now these two buttons are said to be working as a macro key in a very similar way to all of these other controllers. Now this is not all we have for these buttons. According to Let's Go Digital, they have said that these buttons here will be attached in the interior surface of your controller, which can then help you extend the shape of the controller according to your convenience. Now from the translation here, it says that if you push the button from any of your finger on the upward direction, the sides of the grips will then get expanded and the controller will be much bigger and fatter in size. And this is basically designed for people with bigger hands, because previously on the DualShock 4 controllers, the most complaints were regarding the controller being too small for people who are tall and have bigger hands like myself. And trust me when I say this, I really did hate how small the DualShock 4 is designed, where it actually looks like a women's toy in my hands and basically is a very uncomfortable feeling when you're trying to play with it. And Xbox controllers on the other hand, those controllers are pretty big, and it kind of feels really comfortable for taller guys and who have bigger hands like myself. And it finally looks like these two buttons are basically designed to change the shape of the palm grips of the controller so that it can be modified according to the user's convenience. Now, I don't really know how this button could extend or shrink the size of your controllers. It would really be amazing if someone could just 3D render animation on how this could all work out, because so far by looking at it, it sure does seem like a bizarre feature that would usually get rumored or leaked, but it never makes out on the official market. I would like to see how this would all indeed work out, and if this new feature does turn out to be true, then I think this would set a huge example for the upcoming controller designs for both the Sony and Microsoft with their future prototype plans for their consoles. Now if you look closely at this design, we can see the LED light bar behind the controller, which is available on the DualShock 4, and it is said that the DualShock 5 will completely eliminate the light bars in order to provide extended battery life. But since this information was found on a patent file, we have these light bars where this could either be one of two things. One, this could be a new Pro version of the DualShock 4 controller, or this could also be a DualShock 5 controller, because so far Sony hasn't really announced a word about any of these leaks we've got so far, so they might even let the LED light bar stay on the DualShock 5 or even remove it, because at the end of the day it is their design, their product, so they can change it, its appearance and features anytime they want to. And another interesting thing is that the patent design here seems to have a standard micro USB charging port, and it doesn't look like a USB-C type. Whereas it is said that the DualShock 5 controllers will only be supporting the C-type sockets due to the fast charging ability. Not just that, but if you also look below the sticks, you can see the small aux input slots, which again looks like the DualShock 5 patent design. So far it is really unclear if this is a DualShock 5 or a 4 design, but what we have got so far is the information on the new features of this patent design. Now, with the patent design being leaked, we've also got the new officially announced DualShock back button attachment from Sony, where you can now buy an extended attachment for your controller that goes into your micro USB slot where you normally charge your controllers. And with the device being attached, you can now use the new customizable macro buttons with the LED display screen in between that lets you change the settings for the portable macro keys provided via the attachment. Now, with the new PlayStation 5 coming out in a couple of months, I honestly don't know why Sony decided to launch this new toy for the DualShock 4. It in fact was one of the most requested features that players wanted to get their hands on for many years now, but I don't really understand why they haven't given us this option for so long, and they've now decided to sell the extension device during the end era of the current generation consoles. I maybe think because they have released this new attachment to the DualShock 4, maybe now Sony wants to introduce the similar upgraded version of the design built in with the DualShock 5 controllers for the PS5. Now, what I want to know is on what you guys think about the new back button attachment that Sony has released. Are you guys going to be buying it for your controller, or will you wait and see how the DualShock 5 evolves to turn out? Let me know in the comments down below. And so far, I would like to know what your opinions are on the DualShock controller leaked by the patent. Do you guys like the new feature where you can change the size of your controller with the press of a button? Or would you just prefer the regular DualShock design? Please do let me know what you guys think about this new leak. I'm really curious to see what your opinions are in the comment section. And also, if you guys want to know all the latest news and information regarding all the next generation consoles and all the new upcoming games, especially I cover everything related to CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077, from tidbits to massive updates. Everything related to Cyberpunk 2077 will be available first on my channel. And also guys, I'm currently running a giveaway to all of my subscribers. It's of course completely free for anyone to enter the giveaway to get a chance to win a free copy of Cyberpunk 2077 on all the 3 platforms: PS4, Xbox One and PC. The giveaway link will be available in the description of this video, so make sure you guys check it out. With that being said, make sure you guys subscribe and turn your video notifications on so you don't miss out on all the videos I upload every single day. So far, I hope you guys have a blast of a day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Till then, take care fams, and goodbye.